Hello friends, welcome back. We have seen a little bit code about how do we process images and store their x and y position into the arrays and use them later. We have seen different ways. I always suggest that when you are doing some operations, do not use numbers like this. It is always better to use some variable names which indicates the meaning of those numbers. Let us take an example that here I can mention an integer called as row, or let's take column numbers, or I can say total columns, total calls is equal to 2, and here I can replace total calls. Okay, that indicates columns. Then I can use int total rows is equal to 2, and here I can replace this with total rows. It is always better to mention properly what you are using. And here I can mention int I can use another one, number of calls to process, which is 2, right? And I can write here number of calls to process. Here I can say number of calls to process, right? This is how you have to use the variables instead of direct numbers, which will be very useful. Let us take later you are processing a 3 by 3 columns, okay, 3 rows 3 columns. Then at that time you just need to replace over here 3, automatically here 3 and 3 will get placed, right? Which is always better. Okay, that is what I wanted to point out here. Let's move on to the next step. Now what I want in this class is, let me delete this. We will be having an array of x, or let us take an array called as b, not b, a, okay, and another array called as b, and we will be adding those two arrays and storing in another array called as c. Let's take this array has values 1, 2, 3, and this array has values, let us take 1, 2 and 3. When you add these arrays, you are going to get another array where you are going to store 2, 4, 6. How do we do that? Let's write a code for it. It's a simple steps we will be following. Let us take, if you are doing, let's take int a, comma b, comma c. I create 3 variables and I set a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 20 and c equal to 0 we have initialized. Then I can say c is equal to a plus b, very simple step, and I can say debug.log, display the value of c on the screen, right? This is a simple 2 variables which you are adding and storing in another variable. Single values you are just adding and storing in the c variable in this place. And I just clear this. If I run the code, we'll get the result 30 on the screen, okay, which is very simple, right? What happens here is it takes the value of a, takes the value of b, adds them and puts in c. Very simple. Now let us take, I want to create an array. How do we do that? We create an array called a, which is equals to a, which is equal to new integer array of 3, that is our requirement, and we can initialize the values also, which is 1, 2, 3. Then we create another array b is equal to new integer array of 3, which is going to be having values 1, 2, 3. Okay, very simple steps. And we create another integer array c is equal to new integer array which is going to hold 3 values, and we need not to initialize that because by default they are initialized to 0 0 0, right? All the values, all the locations of C are initialized to 0. So we know how to declare 3 atomic variables, and now we know how do we declare 3 different arrays. I delete this one. Now we have to do C is equal to A plus B in this place also, right? But I hope you know that we have to add this element with this element and store in this one. I can do like that, right? I can just simply say again and again I can write C of 0 is equals to A of 0 plus B of 0, right? Very simple thing. C of 1 is equal to A of 1 plus B of 1. Then I can say C of 2 is equal to A of 2 plus B of 2, semicolon, right? Then we can display the value of C of 0. Then we can say debug.log C of 1. Then we can say debug.log C of 2, right? This is a simple process. Now if you run the code, you will see the result on the screen as 246, right? You can see 246. We got the result, right? Let us take, we have 100 elements in the A and 100 elements in the B. Then I have to write this 100 times, this 100 times, right? Correct or not? Now what we are doing here, we are taking A of 0th location value, that is 1, plus B of 0th location value, which is 1. We are storing at C of 0th location, right? Then we are taking A of 1th location, that is 2, plus B of 1th location is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4, that we are storing in C of 1. Then we are taking A of 2th location, that is 3. B of 2th location is 3. 3 plus 3 is 6, that we are storing in C of 2. Then we are displaying C of 0, C of 1, C of 2. And you can see we are doing some repetitions. And you can observe here we are writing 0, 1, 2. 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 Simple thing. Now what we can do is we can create a for loop, right? For I is equal to 0 to I is max 3 elements, or I can say C array dot length, right? C array dot length. Now I is going to be a counter which is going to be 0, next 1, next 2. Now I am going to cut this from here and paste it. Okay, very simple step. I am going to delete this one. And instead of saying here 0, I can say C of I is equal to A of I plus B of I, right? Let us save and run and check whether we are getting the same result or not. Okay, by writing that code, you can see that we are getting the result 246. We got the proper result only. Now again, instead of writing like this again and again, I can use another for loop, one more for loop, right? And I can say debug.log, and here I can write I, right? Delete this. Okay, let us save. This is gonna do the same operation and give us a result, and we are trying to reduce the number of lines of code to make it better. You can see that we are getting the result 246. And you can observe here we are doing this for loop 2 times which are same, right? I need not to have 2 for loops. I can have only one for loop where I can calculate and display the result. Okay, we have reduced a lot of lines of code. Now if you have 100 values also, no problem. You can have here 4, 5, you can have here 4, 5, and here we will change it to 5, 5 and 5. We save and this code works perfectly. Okay, I can save, come back and run the code. You can see that we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We got the result 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, right? Which is the sum of two arrays we placed. And you can understand by putting a breakpoint, and if you run the code, you can observe A, B, C are null. If I execute this, A is filled with the values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I execute this, B is filled the values with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and C is created but all values are 0 and I is initialized to 0. We are in this place. Now 0 is less than 5. The condition is true. As the condition is true, it will go inside. Now what we are going to do, A of I, that is A of 0, plus B of I, which is B of 0. What is A of 0? You can see, which is 1. What is B of 0? Which is 1. 1 plus 1 is going to be 2, and that 2 will be stored in C of 0. If I execute this, you should see C of 0 is going to be 2 now. Then we are going to display. Then I plus plus, I is going to become 1. 1 is less than 5 is true, it will come inside. This time A of 1 plus B of 1 is going to be the value of C of 1. At present, if you see, C of 1 is 0, A of 1 is 2, B of 1 is 2, so 2 plus 2 is 4, that is going to be C of 1. Now it is 4. You're understanding? So this is how the loop continues step by step to calculate all the results. Okay, it will come out, and now if you see, the result is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 that we are going to display on the screen. You can see that. Okay, I hope you guys understood how we are going to add two arrays and create another array and store the result of sum of those two arrays. You can try for subtraction, multiplication, or any other type of operations that you want to do. So what we have done actually is we have first tried a normal two variables, C is equal to A plus B, which are atomic variables. Then later we have used the same technique for adding two array elements. And I hope you guys understood how do you reduce the number of lines of code and how do you make your code much better step by step. So that is all about sum of two arrays. I want you people to try other examples like subtraction, multiplication, or division, right? You can try other operations. Okay, I hope you guys understood how do we perform this. Now let us take, I have a memory location called as A. I have another memory location called as B, and A has, let us take 20, and B has, let us take 15. Now let us take, I want to swap these numbers. I want A should be 15, I want A has to become 15 and B has to become 20. How do you swap these two numbers? Now, how do you swap? I cannot say A is equal to B and B is equal to A. Okay, if you do this, the swapping will not work out. Why? I'll tell you. If I do the first operation, let us take A equal to B, then what happens? A value will be replaced, right? This value will be replaced by 15. Okay, then you execute this line, B equal to A. What is the value of A? A is 15, and that you are trying to put in B. B is already 15. So what happens here is you have lost the value of A. If you do this operation, using this operation, these two steps, if you are trying to swap, then it won't work out. So what we need to do? We need to find the solution for that, right? What we do is we are going to follow a step. What we are going to do means we are going to create one temporary memory location, okay, which is, you can say, temp, some variable name. Now what we do, first we say temp is equal to A. So what we do, we copy this 20 into the temp. This is the first step. Now what actually we are doing means we are preserving this value in temporary memory location. Then after that we say A equal to B. Now what happens on A equal to B? The value of A should be the value of B. So now the value of A is going to be 15. But now we have not lost the value of A. This time we kept the value of A in the temporary variable. What I can do is B equal to temp. If I say this, then what happens is whatever the value in the temp is going to be copied to the B value. Now you can see we have swapped. So we are going to use one temporary variable to swap these two variables. What I can do, I can say int A is equal to B, A is equal to 20, comma B is equal to 15. Now let us try to swap. What we do, we create one integer variable called temp and we initialize the value of A to it. Then we say A is equal to B, B is equal to temp. Now if you see debug.log strng string.format after swap A equal to 0 here and B is equal to 1 double quotation comma A comma B, and I can also show you before swapping what is the value of A and B. Before swap the value of A and B also we can see. Now if I come back, clear this and we run the code, we should see before swap A is 20, B is 15. After swap A is 15, B is 20. And you see that this is how you are going to swap two memory locations by using a temporary variable. I hope you guys understood clearly. Very simple step. The same thing you can do with the arrays also. You can swap the one elements or one array values to another array also. Very simple thing you need to do is you need to create an integer array called A is equal to new integer array. Okay, let us take it has the two memory locations and the values will be, let's take 1 and 2 it has, and you have another integer array B is equal to new integer array which is also has two memory locations. Let's take it has 3, 4. Now you need to swap, you need to make A is going to be having values 3, 4 and B should be having value 1, 2. How do you do that one? Oh, I can use a for loop. For I is equal to 0, I is less than B dot length. Okay, any one array length I can take, right? Because both are of same size. It's not a matter either I write here A dot length or B dot length. Both are same, right? Then I say here one integer variable called as temp. And what I do, I say A of I store the A of I in the P, and I say here in the temporary variable, and B of I say I can say A of I is equal to P of I, and then I say B of I is equal to temp. That's it. Then we can also display here before swapping what is the array A. For I is equal to 0, I is less than A dot length, and we can display here. I can display debug.log string.format. let me write here just a of I, and here I say debug.log before swap a array is, okay, let us take like that, and I can copy this and paste it down. I can say here after swap a array is going to display the value of swapped. So before swapping, the array A should display 1, 2, and after swapping array A should display 3 and 4. Okay, let us save and check first and run and check the code. You can see before swap A array is 1, 2, after swap A array is 3, 4. Can you see that we have swapped? Even if you want, you can display the B array also. Okay, there is no problem in that. You can just show here B dot length. Here you can show B and you can show B of I. Okay, just save it and come back. If you run the code, you will see before swap A array is it is showing. I have not changed there to B, right? So B array is, here also I say B array is. Let us save and come back and clear this code, and if I run the code, you should see that before swap B array is 3, 4, after swap B array is 1, 2. Okay, they are actually swapped. I hope you guys are understanding how easily we can utilize whatever the knowledge we have to make it better, right? Let's take a breakpoint here. Let's put a breakpoint, attach and run the code. Let's understand actually. Okay, let us understand what is happening, how it is working, the code. Now let's execute these 2 lines, and you should see A array is filled with 1, 2 and B array is filled with 3, 4. Okay, then before swap is going to get execute. I is equal to 0, 0 is less than 2 is true. It will go inside and it will display B of 0, which is 3 on the screen. Then I is going to get increment 1, 1 is less than 2 is true, it goes inside, displays B of 1, which is actually 4, it will display 3, 4. Okay, before swap B array is over, 3, 4 has got displayed. Now it will come out. Now here I is again 0, 0 is less than 2 is true. As the condition is true, it goes inside. Now we are going to swap this with this. How do we do that? First we put in the temp A of 0. A of 0 is what? 1 we keep in the temp. You can see A of 0 was 1, that 1 we have kept in the temp. Then A of I is going to be B of I. A of 0 is now going to become B of 0. So B of 0 is 3, 3 will be moved to A of 0 here. Let me step over, and if you see A of 0 is 3, right? Now B of I is going to be temp. We are going to place here 1, 1 we move to this place. You can see B of 0 is 1 and A of 0 is 3, so we swapped them. Similarly, we swap the other 2. Okay, now we are going to, after swap, we are going to display the result on the screen. Okay, I hope you guys understood how do we write the code for swapping arrays, swapping single variables, right? And how do we write a code? I hope you guys understood this code. Please, if you want, you can display here value of A also before swapping, and you can display the value of B array, values of B array after swapping. Okay, A array and B array, both you can display before and after. Okay, let us write something like this: before swap A array is A dot length A of I. This will show the A, and here after swap A array is A dot length A of I. Even I can display the B array also. Before swap B array is B dot length B of I. Then we can say here after swap B array is B dot length and B of I. Okay. This is a code we have to write. Okay. We create arrays and we display both the arrays before swapping A array and before swapping B array. Then we swap both the arrays. Then after swapping we display the one array, that is A array, and after swapping we display the B array. Okay. If I save and come back, clear this code and run the code, you can see the result is available here. Before swap A array is 1 2, before swap B array is 3 4, after swap A array is 3 4, after swap B array is 1 2. That is swapping two arrays. You can do many other operations. Whatever the knowledge you have, just you need to upgrade it step by step. And if you want, you can try to reduce the number of lines of code. It is possible. So for this class, I think this much is enough, guys. We'll see other things in the next class. So thank you, guys. Thank you very much. See you in the next tutorial. Keep learning, keep coding.